Tonight is not the time to panic. Tonight is not the time to hold every worry in your hands and ask yourself how everything will happen, when it will happen, who will bring it, what door will open, and what sign will appear. Tonight is not the time to fight the silence. Tonight is not the time to look at what has not changed yet and decide that nothing is moving for you. Tonight is the time to breathe. Tonight is the time to soften. Tonight is the time to remember that the universe can move without making noise. Some of the most beautiful changes begin quietly. Some doors open first in the unseen. Some answers begin forming before your eyes can notice them. Some blessings begin moving toward you while your mind is still asking, where is it? So tonight, let your heart hear this simple truth. You do not need to panic. You do not need to chase what is already being arranged. You do not need to force what is already beginning to move. Tonight, I do not need to panic. The universe is already moving for me. There is a deep peace that comes when you stop believing that everything depends on your fear. Fear tells you that if you do not worry, things will fall apart. Fear tells you that if you do not think about the problem all night, you are being careless. Fear tells you that if you relax, you will miss something. But fear is not wisdom. Fear is only an old voice trying to protect you in the only way it knows. It thinks that tension is safety. It thinks that overthinking is preparation. It thinks that control is love. But the soul knows something softer. The soul knows that peace is also powerful. Trust is also action. Rest is also part of receiving. When you calm your body, you do not become weak. You become open. When you release the tight grip, you do not lose your blessing. You make room for it to arrive in ways your fear could never plan. Maybe today felt heavy. Maybe you waited for a message that did not come. Maybe you looked for a sign and felt nothing. Maybe you checked the same place again and again, hoping to see proof that things are changing. Maybe your heart has been tired from asking, why is it taking so long? Maybe you have tried to stay positive, but at night, when everything becomes quiet, the old worry rises again. It asks, what if nothing is happening? What if I am forgotten? What if I trusted for nothing? Let those questions come without fighting them. They are not wrong for appearing. They are only afraid. But you do not have to let afraid thoughts become the truth of your night. You can meet them gently and say, I hear you, but I am choosing peace now. I am safe tonight. Life is still moving. The universe has not forgotten me. The mind often wants proof before it rests. It wants the phone call, the result, the answer, the money, the apology, the change, the plan, the clear road. It says, show me first, then I will calm down. But spiritual peace often asks us to do the opposite. Calm down first, and then you will see more clearly. Calm down first, and then your body will hear guidance. Calm down first, and then the small signs will become easier to notice. A worried mind can miss the quiet door because it keeps staring at the closed one. A tense heart can miss the small kindness because it keeps searching for the huge answer. A tired body can miss the feeling of support because it is always preparing for loss. Tonight, peace is not something you wait for after everything is fixed. Peace is something you allow now while life is still arranging the next step. Think of the night for a moment. The night does not rush the morning. It does not pull the sun up with force. It does not panic because the sky is dark. The night simply holds the world while the morning is being prepared. Deep in the quiet, life continues. Flowers still know how to open. The earth still turns. The body still breathes. The heart still beats. Healing still happens in hidden places. This is how the universe often works in your life too. Just because you cannot see the full answer tonight does not mean nothing is happening. Just because the outside looks still does not mean the unseen is still. The universe may be moving through timing, through people, through thoughts, through small delays, through protection, through a closed door, through an idea that will come tomorrow, through a feeling that will soften when you finally rest. Tonight you are being asked to stop making fear the leader of your inner world. You are being asked to let the day be finished. You are being asked to stop carrying tomorrow before it arrives. You are being asked to trust that the universe does not need your panic in order to work. It does not need your body to be tight. It does not need your mind to repeat the same question 100 times. It does not need you to solve every unknown before sleep. The universe can move while you rest. Life can arrange while you breathe. Answers can form while your heart is quiet. Guidance can come more gently when you are not trying to force it. There is nothing wrong with wanting something deeply. There is nothing wrong with praying for a change. There is nothing wrong with hoping for love, peace, healing, support, money, clarity, or a new beginning. Desire is not the problem. The pain begins when desire becomes fear. The pain begins when the heart says, I want this. And then the mind says, but what if it never comes? The pain begins when you hold a beautiful wish, but wrap it in panic. Tonight, you can hold your wish differently. You can say, I welcome this good, but I do not need to suffer while it is forming. I trust the timing. I trust the path. I trust that life knows how to find me. This is not giving up. This is giving the wish back to love. Maybe what you are waiting for is not late. Maybe it is being prepared in a way that will protect your peace. Maybe the answer is taking shape through people you have not met yet. Maybe one conversation is being moved into place. Maybe one old road had to close so the right road could open. Maybe your heart needed this quiet season so it could stop chasing and start receiving. Maybe your body needed rest before the next door. Maybe your mind needed to stop fighting the silence so it could hear the whisper. The universe often begins moving long before the visible result arrives. It begins in your energy. It begins in your choices. It begins in the way you no longer run after what drains you. It begins in the way you stop calling yourself forgotten. It begins in the way you choose calm tonight. Stay calm tonight does not mean pretend you do not care. It means care with trust instead of fear. It means pray without gripping. It means hope without hurting yourself. It means say yes to what your heart desires, but no to the panic that makes you feel unsafe. It means letting your body know we are not in danger right now. We are allowed to rest. We are allowed to breathe. We are allowed to believe that life can help us. Your body needs to hear this. Your nervous system needs to hear this. Your heart needs to hear this. You have carried so much. You have thought enough for today. You have tried enough for today. You have asked enough for today. Now let the night hold you. The universe does not punish you for being tired. It does not forget you because you stop worrying for a few hours. It does not say, because you rested, I will stop helping you. No, dear one. Rest is not rejection of your dream. Rest is faith. Rest says, I have done what I can today, and now I allow life to do what I cannot see. Rest says, I am not alone in this. Rest says, I trust that the unseen can still move while I sleep. This is one of the softest forms of surrender, not giving up, not walking away from your desire, but placing it gently in the hands of life and saying, hold this with me. I cannot carry it by fear anymore. Tonight, if your mind begins to run, bring it back to one simple sentence. The universe is already moving for me. Say it slowly, not like a command, not like a forced belief. Say it like a blanket over the heart. The universe is already moving for me. Let the words enter your breath. Let them move through your chest. Let them rest in your shoulders. Let them soften the jaw. Let them loosen the hands. You do not have to know how. You do not have to know when. You do not have to know who, where, or why. You can let the sentence be enough for tonight. The universe is already moving for me. Some movement is loud, but some movement is quiet. A storm announces itself, but a seed does not. A seed changes in the dark before anyone can see it. It does not say, look at me, I am growing. It simply grows in silence. The same may be true for your life right now. Something may be growing where you cannot see it. Something may be softening where you thought there was only a wall. Something may be leaving because it cannot come with you into the next season. Something may be coming closer because your heart is finally ready to receive it. with peace. Tonight, let the seed grow. Do not dig it up with worry. Do not keep asking, is it working? Is it here? Is it happening? Let it be held in the quiet. You are allowed to stop chasing signs tonight. You are allowed to stop asking the universe to prove itself every minute. You are allowed to let one peaceful breath be the sign. You are allowed to let one moment of calm be the proof that life is still with you. Sometimes we miss the gift because we expect it to arrive with a big sound. But tonight, the gift may be simple: a softer chest, a slower breath, a small hope returning, a feeling that maybe you do not have to control everything. A quiet knowing that you are not as alone as your fear says you are. Let that count. Let the small peace count. Let the calm count. Let the fact that you are still here, still listening, still open, still willing count. The part of you that worries is not bad. It only wants to feel safe. So speak to it gently. Say, I know you are afraid. I know you want answers. I know waiting feels hard. But tonight, we are safe enough to rest. Tonight, we do not need to solve everything. Tonight, we let life hold what we cannot hold alone. When you speak to yourself this way, the inner world begins to soften. You stop fighting fear with more fear. You stop shaming yourself for being human. You become the calm voice you were waiting to hear. And in that calm, the universe has more space to reach you. Tonight, the old way may try to return. The old way says, think about it again, check again, replay it again, imagine the worst again, try to fix it again. But you can choose a new way. You can say, not tonight. Tonight, I choose peace. Tonight I choose trust. Tonight I choose to believe that what is meant for me does not need to be chased from fear. Tonight I let the universe move in its own beautiful way. This is how change begins. Not always with a big event, but with a new inner choice. One night where you do not let panic take the throne. One night where you say, I am safe to trust. One night where you give the unseen permission to work without your constant worry. Let this be your first truth tonight. Calm is not doing nothing. Calm is holding your energy in love. Calm is refusing to feed the old fear. Calm is telling your body, we are not going to live in tomorrow's problem tonight. Calm is saying, I can be open without being desperate. I can want something without losing myself. I can trust what I cannot see yet. This is spiritual strength. This is quiet power. This is the kind of faith that does not need to shout. It simply rests. It simply knows. It simply breathes and allows. So before this night goes any deeper, take this thought into your heart. The universe already started moving for you. Maybe not in the way your mind expected. Maybe not on the exact day you wanted. Maybe not through the person you thought would bring it. Maybe not with the loud sign you asked for. But movement has begun. Your desire was heard. Your prayer was not lost. Your tears were not ignored. Your quiet hope was not unseen. Life has a way of collecting every sincere wish and moving it toward the right form. Your only work tonight is to stay calm enough to receive peace while the answer is still forming. The final thoughts before sleep are very tender. They enter the mind when the day is becoming quiet and the body is preparing to rest. This is why the thoughts you carry into the night matter. If you lie down with fear, the mind keeps searching for danger. If you lie down with trust, the heart can begin to rest. If you close your eyes while asking, "What if everything goes wrong?" the mind may spend the night trying to answer that question. It may bring old memories. It may bring fear. It may bring pictures of problems that have not happened. It may make the body feel as if tomorrow's pain is already here. But if you gently ask, "How is life supporting me now?" the mind begins to search in a different direction. It begins to look for safety. It begins to look for hope. It begins to open to guidance. Tonight, you do not need to carry tomorrow's fear into sleep. Worry feels busy, but it does not always help. It can make you feel as though you are doing something because the mind is active and the body is alert. But many times, worry is only fear walking in circles. It keeps going over the same thought without bringing true peace. It says, "Think about this again." Then it says, "Think about it one more time." Then it says, "Maybe if you worry long enough, you will be safe." But peace does not come from circling the same fear all night. Peace comes when you step out of the circle and return to the present moment. Peace comes when you say, "This can wait. I can meet tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Right now, I am here. Right now, I am breathing. Right now, I am allowed to rest." The mind may tell you that worry proves you care, but worry is not the same as love. You can care about your life without hurting your body. You can care about your future without frightening your heart. You can care about the people you love without imagining every bad thing that could happen. You can care about your dreams without sleeping beside fear every night. Love is not panic. Love is steady. Love is wise. Love says, "Let us take the next right step when it is time." Fear says, "We must solve everything now." Tonight, choose the voice of love. Let it speak more gently inside you. Before sleep, your body listens closely. It listens to your words. It listens to the pictures in your mind. It listens to the feeling behind your thoughts. If you keep telling yourself nothing is working, the body tightens. If you keep saying, "I am alone," the heart feels heavy. If you keep asking, "Why is this not here yet?" the mind stays awake, trying to fix what it cannot fix tonight. But if you say, I am safe enough to rest, the body receives a new message. If you say, life is moving even now, the heart begins to soften. If you say, I release this for tonight, the nervous system begins to understand that it does not have to stand guard all night long. This does not mean you deny your problems. It does not mean you pretend that everything is perfect. It does not mean you ignore what needs your care. If something needs to be done tomorrow, you can do it tomorrow. If a conversation needs to happen, it can happen at the right time. If a bill needs attention, a plan can be made. If your body needs support, you can listen and take wise steps. But tonight is not the time to carry every task as if it must be solved before your eyes close. There is a difference between responsibility and fear. Responsibility says, I will take the next step. Fear says, I must hold everything at once. Tonight, put down what is not yours to hold in this hour. Many people go to sleep with the same question every night. What if it does not work out? This question sounds small, but it fills the body with tension. The mind begins to answer with more fear. It says, here are all the ways it could fail. Here are all the things you should fear. Here are all the reasons you should not rest. But tonight, you can change the question. You can ask, what if the universe is already helping me? Feel the difference. One question closes the body, the other opens it. One question makes the night feel like a battlefield. The other makes the night feel like a place of support. One question feeds fear. The other invites trust. The question you sleep with becomes the direction your mind follows. So give your mind a gentle direction. Do know. Send it into the dark with fear. Send it into the night with trust. Ask, how is life arranging things for my good? Ask, what support is already coming to me? Ask, how can I rest while the universe moves? You do not need to force an answer. You do not need to sit up and solve it. Just let the question become soft inside you. Let it be like a small light beside your heart. Let it guide the deeper mind toward peace. Worry before sleep often takes the shape of control. You may try to plan every possible outcome. You may imagine every conversation. You may check your phone again. You may replay old moments and search for hidden meanings. You may think about what you should have said, what they might be thinking, what could happen tomorrow, what might go wrong next week. The mind becomes like a room with too many open doors, and every door leads to another fear. Tonight, you can gently close the doors. Not forever, just for now. You can say, not tonight. Tonight, I am not available for endless fear. Tonight, I choose one door, and that door is peace. Your body needs peace before sleep, because sleep is not only rest for the mind, it is repair for the body. It is softening for the heart. It is a time when the deeper self can renew. When you carry fear into sleep, the body may not feel safe enough to fully relax. The shoulders stay tight. The jaw stays held. The stomach stays uneasy. The breath stays small. But when you give yourself kind words, the body begins to receive safety. Even if the problem is still there, the body hears, I am not alone. I do not have to fight right now. I can release this moment. That is healing. That is love in action. There is a very simple practice for tonight. Before sleep, notice the main worry that keeps asking for your attention. Do not fight it. Do not shame it. Just notice it. Maybe the worry is about money. Maybe it is about love. Maybe it is about health. Maybe it is about timing. Maybe it is about a decision. Maybe it is about feeling behind in life. Once you notice it, speak to it gently. Say, I see you. I know you are trying to protect me, but you do not need to keep me awake tonight. I will listen with love, but I will not let fear lead me. Then breathe slowly and give the worry a softer sentence. The universe is already moving for me. I am safe to rest tonight. If the worry is about love, say, I do not need to chase love tonight. Love that is right for me can meet me in peace. If the worry is about money, say, I do not need to solve my whole future tonight. I am open to support, ideas, and wise steps. If the worry is about the body, say, Dear body, I am listening. I will care for you with love. If the worry is about timing, say, What belongs to me is not lost. It is forming in the right time. If the worry is about the unknown, say, I do not need to see the path tonight. I only need to rest in this breath. Simple words can change the inner atmosphere. They can turn the night from fear into a safe place. The old mind may not believe the new words immediately. That is all right. Do not force belief. Let the words come close. Let them sit beside the fear. Let them be repeated softly. A frightened part of you may need to hear the same loving truth many times before it relaxes. This does not mean you are failing. It means you are learning a new way. The body learns by repetition. The heart learns by safety. The mind learns by hearing a kinder direction again and again. Tonight is one gentle return. Tomorrow can be another. The next night can be another. Over time, peace becomes more familiar than panic. Worry makes the world feel small. It says there is only one way, one person, one chance, one door, one answer, one timeline. If that one thing does not happen, fear says everything is lost. But the universe is not small. Life has more ways than your mind can count tonight. There may be a path you have not imagined. There may be a person you have not met. There may be a delay that protects you. There may be a quiet change that is preparing something better. There may be a new idea that arrives when you stop pressing so hard. Worry cannot see all of this because worry looks through a very small window. Trust opens the window wider. When you worry before sleep, you may also repeat the old story. Nothing ever changes for me. I always have to wait. I am always the one who gets left behind. Things never work out. I am tired of hoping. These sentences may feel true because they have been repeated many times, but they are not the only truth. They are old pain speaking. Tonight, do not let old pain write the prayer of your night. Give your heart new words. Something can change. Life can still surprise me. I am not forgotten. The universe can move in ways I cannot see. I am safe to sleep while the answer forms. These words are simple, but they are new seeds. Imagine placing your worry in a bowl of light beside your bed. You are not throwing it away. You are not denying it. You are simply saying, I do not need to hold this in my body all night. Let the bowl hold it. Let life hold it. Let the universe hold what your hands are tired of carrying. You can pick up wise action tomorrow, but you do not need to pick up panic tonight. Panic is not your partner. Peace is your partner. Trust is your partner. Love is your partner. Let the night remind you that you are supported by more than your own thinking. Before sleep, the mind is like soft soil. Whatever you place there can sink deeper. If you place fear there, fear may grow. If you place trust there, trust can begin to grow. If you place self-attack there, the heart may wake heavy. If you place love there, the heart may wake a little softer. So be careful with what you give yourself in the last quiet moments. Do not give your soul harsh words. Do not give your body panic. Do not give your heart the old story. Give it a blessing. Give it one gentle sentence. Give it one soft prayer. Give it one thought that helps the whole system exhale. Let tonight's thought be this: I do not need to carry tomorrow's fear into tonight. Say it slowly. I do not need to carry tomorrow's fear into tonight. Let it move through you. Tomorrow will come with its own light, its own strength, its own guidance, its own steps. You do not need to live tomorrow twice. You do not need to suffer now over what may never happen. You do not need to prepare for pain by creating pain in your body tonight. You can choose a gentler way. You can say, when tomorrow comes, I will meet it with the help available then. Tonight, I rest. Resting does not mean you no longer care. Resting means you trust that your caring does not need to become suffering. Resting means you believe life can keep moving even when your eyes are closed. Resting means you understand that your soul needs peace to hear guidance. Many answers arrive after we stop pushing. Many ideas come after the mind has rested. Many feelings soften after sleep. Many things look different in the morning. So give tomorrow a calmer version of you. Let tonight restore you. Let tonight hold you. Let tonight become a soft bridge between what has been and what is becoming. The universe may already be helping you by asking you to stop frightening yourself. That may be the first movement. Not a big outer change yet, but a deep inner one. The movement may be the moment you choose not to check again. The movement may be the moment you stop repeating the old story. The movement may be the breath where your shoulders drop. The movement may be the sentence, "I am safe tonight." The movement may be the choice to sleep with trust instead of panic. Do not call this small. A new inner state is never small. It is the beginning of a new way of receiving life. Tonight, worry may knock on the door. Let peace answer. Worry may say, "But what if nothing changes?" Peace can say, "Something is already changing in me." Worry may say, "But what if I am forgotten?" Peace can say, "I am held by life in ways I cannot see." Worry may say, "But what if I do not know the way?" Peace can say, "The next step can be shown when it is time." Worry may say, "But what if I lose what I want?" Peace can say, "What is truly meant for me can arrive in peace, and what leaves can clear the path." Let peace become the voice you practice tonight. The more you practice this, the more your body learns that night does not have to belong to fear. Night can become a place of return, a place where the old story softens, a place where the mind stops running, a place where the heart feels safe enough to trust again. A place where your last words to yourself are not full of panic, but full of tenderness. You deserve that. I deserve to end the day with kindness. You deserve to let your body rest without making it carry the whole world. You deserve to fall asleep with a thought that supports you. So tonight, when the mind wants to worry, give it a new job. Tell it to look for peace. Tell it to look for support. Tell it to look for the quiet ways the universe is moving. Tell it to look for the feeling of being held. Tell it to look for one small reason to trust. The mind likes to search. Let it search for something softer. Let it search for the good that is forming. Let it search for the hidden help. Let it search for the next gentle step. And if it cannot find anything right away, let it rest in the question. How is the universe already moving for me? That question is enough for tonight. The delay is not proof that nothing is happening. The delay is not proof that nothing is happening. The silence is not proof that life has stopped. The waiting is not proof that the universe has forgotten you. Sometimes the space between asking and receiving is where the unseen work is taking place. Sometimes what looks like nothing is really preparation. Sometimes what feels like delay is protection. Sometimes what feels like silence is life arranging something in a deeper way. Tonight, do not look at the quiet and call it failure. Do not look at the closed door and decide there is no door for you. Do not look at the empty space and say, "Nothing is moving." Quiet does not mean nothing is happening. So many beautiful things begin in silence. A seed begins in the dark soil. You cannot see the roots growing, but they are growing. You cannot hear the flower opening, but it opens when the time is right. Morning begins while the sky is still dark. Healing begins inside the body before the outside feels different. A new life begins inside the heart before the world has caught up. This is why the unseen matters. This is why trust matters. This is why tonight you must not judge the whole path by what your eyes can see right now. Your eyes can only show you the current scene. They cannot show you every movement happening behind the curtain of life. The mind often thinks that if nothing has appeared, nothing has begun. But the universe does not always move in visible lines. It may begin by changing your desire. It may begin by making the old path feel too heavy. It may begin by removing what was not meant to stay. It may begin by slowing you down so you can hear yourself. It may begin by giving you a strange calm about something that used to frighten you. It may begin by making you tired of chasing. It may begin by teaching you to stop begging for what should meet you with peace. These inner movements are not nothing. They are signs that life is working from the inside out. Maybe you've been waiting for something outside to change. But have you noticed that something inside you is already different? Maybe the situation still looks the same, but you no longer react in the same way. Maybe you still do not have the full answer, but you are not as desperate as before. Maybe you still care, but you are not giving your whole peace away. Maybe you still want the blessing, but you are learning not to worship the timing. Maybe you still feel unsure, but you are beginning to trust that you will be guided step by step. That is movement. That is real. The first change is often not outside you. The first change is the way you stand in front of what has not changed yet. This is why delay can become sacred when you stop calling it punishment. Delay may be asking you to become ready, not because you are unworthy now, but because some blessings need a stronger inner home. Love that comes before you know your worth may make you chase. Abundance that comes before you feel safe receiving may make you fear losing it. A new door that opens before your nervous system is ready may feel like pressure instead of joy. Sometimes life is not saying no. Sometimes life is saying, "Let me prepare you so this can arrive in a way that brings peace." That is not rejection, that is care. There is a difference between the clock and divine timing. The clock says, "It has been too long." The soul says, "Something is ripening." The clock says, "Why not now?" The soul says, "The right pieces are still being placed." The clock says, "Look at everyone else." The soul says, "Your path has its own season." When you live only by the clock, waiting, feels cruel. But when you begin to trust divine timing, waiting becomes a place of growth. It becomes a place where you soften, learn, listen, heal, and become more able to receive what you have been praying for. Tonight, you can ask a kinder question. Not, why is nothing happening? Ask, what is being prepared? Not, why am I behind? Ask, what is ripening in me? Not, why is the door closed? Ask, is there another door being made ready? Not, why has life forgotten me? Ask, how is life supporting me in ways I cannot see? Better questions create a softer heart. They do not force the answer. They open the space for trust. A delay may also be protection. Sometimes the thing you wanted could not come through the path you expected because that path was not safe for your peace. Sometimes a person does not respond because life is showing you where not to place your worth. Sometimes a plan does not happen because your energy is being guided somewhere better. Sometimes a door closes because it was too small for the life you are becoming. At first, protection can feel like loss. At first, redirection can feel like rejection. At first, silence can feel like being ignored. But later, the heart may understand. Later, you may say, I was being guided even there. I was being moved away from what could not love me, support me, or grow with me. This does not mean every hard thing is easy to understand. It does not mean you must pretend waiting never hurts. Waiting can be tender. Silence can bring up fear. Delay can make old wounds speak, can bring up the fear of being forgotten, the fear of not being chosen, the fear that life is easier for everyone else. Let those feelings be met with love. Do not shame yourself for wanting clarity. Do not shame yourself for being tired. Simply do not let tiredness become your final truth. You can say, this feels hard, and still I trust that something is moving. I feel unsure, and still I choose not to panic tonight. The universe often works through small, hidden steps. One person may be thinking of you. One idea may be forming. One path may be clearing. One old attachment may be leaving your energy. One lesson may finally be understood. One new version of you may be growing quietly. These movements do not always make noise. They may not look like the final result, but they matter. A small shift can begin a whole new chapter. One calm decision can change the direction of your life. One night of trust can break the habit of fear. One moment where you stop chasing can open space for what is truly aligned to find you. Tonight, stop treating the delay like evidence against your dream. The delay may only be the space where your dream is learning how to arrive. The space where your heart is becoming ready. The space where your peace is being restored. The space where the wrong road is falling away. The space where the right timing is forming, the space where life is teaching you to receive without fear. Do not hate this space. Bless it gently. Say, even here, life is moving. Even here, I am being guided. Even here, I am not forgotten. When nothing seems to be happening outside, choose what is happening inside. Choose peace. Choose trust. Choose gentle words. Choose not to repeat the old story. Choose not to call yourself unlucky. Choose not to say, "This always happens to me." Choose not to make tonight another home for fear. Say instead, something is being arranged. I do not need to see it all tonight. Quiet does not mean nothing is happening. Let this sentence become your shelter. Let it hold your mind when the visible world feels still. If you are waiting for love, quiet does not mean love is impossible. It may mean your heart is learning not to beg. It may mean you are being guided away from what confuses you and toward what can meet you with peace. It may mean you are becoming the kind of love you wish to receive. It may mean your nervous system is learning safety before a new connection arrives. If you are waiting for abundance, quiet does not mean support is gone. It may mean a new idea is coming. It may mean you are being led to organize, learn, ask, create, or receive in a new way. If you are waiting for healing, quiet does not mean your body is against you. It may mean your body needs patience, support, listening, and love. If you are waiting for direction, quiet does not mean there is no path. It may mean the next step will be shown after rest. The outer world is not the only place where life speaks. Life speaks through the body. Life speaks through peace. Life speaks through discomfort that keeps returning. Life speaks through closed doors. Life speaks through delays. Life speaks through small openings. Life speaks through the feeling that you are done with an old pattern. Life speaks through a sentence that stays in your mind. Life speaks through a calm that makes no logical sense. Life speaks through the soft pull toward one next step. Tonight, do not demand that life speak only in the way your fear prefers. Be open to the quieter language of guidance. Sometimes the greatest movement is the movement away from panic. You may think the blessing is only the thing you are waiting for, but perhaps the first blessing is the return of your peace. Perhaps the universe is moving by helping you become less controlled by the old fear. Perhaps life is answering by teaching you to sleep without worry. Perhaps the door begins to open the moment you stop standing in front of it with desperate hands. Perhaps what you desire can meet you more easily when your heart is no longer shaking with the belief that it must happen tonight or you are lost. There is such power in saying, "I trust the unseen." Not because you have proof of every detail, not because everything is solved, not because the mind has no questions, but because you are choosing not to let the lack of proof become a reason to hurt yourself. Trusting the unseen means you understand that life is bigger than this one moment. It means you are willing to believe that the story is still being written. It means you do not give the present silence the power to cancel your future joy. It means you rest your head and say, I may not see it, but I am still held. Let tonight be a turning point in the way you look at delay. Instead of saying nothing is happening, say something is forming. Instead of saying I am stuck, say I am being prepared. Instead of saying it is too late, say the timing is still unfolding. Instead of saying the universe is silent, say the universe may be moving quietly. These are not empty words. They are new instructions to the heart. They teach the body to stop bracing. They teach the mind to stop searching only for proof of loss. They teach the soul to stay open. You do not need to know every hidden step tonight. A seed does not need to understand the whole tree. It only needs to keep growing in the dark. A river does not need to see the ocean every moment. It only needs to keep moving. The morning does not need to explain itself to the night. It simply comes when it is time. In the same way, your path does not need to show you the whole answer tonight. It may only be asking you to trust the next breath, the next soft thought, the next moment of letting go. So when your mind says, but I cannot see anything, answer softly, I do know that need to see everything to trust that life is moving. When your heart says, but I am tired of waiting, answer softly, I can rest while the timing unfolds. When fear says, but what if nothing comes? Answer softly, what is meant for me can arrive in peace. When the old story says, you are forgotten, answer softly, I am remembered by life in ways I cannot see. This is how you protect your peace in the waiting. This is how you stop letting delay become despair. Tonight, the universe may be asking for your calm. Not because calm earns the blessing, but because calm lets you receive the night without suffering. Calm lets your body repair. Calm lets your mind soften. Calm lets your heart hear guidance. Calm lets your energy return to you. When you stay calm, you stop feeding the old fear. You stop giving all your life force to what has not happened yet. You become available to the present moment again. And the present moment is where peace enters. The present moment is where trust begins. The present moment is where the unseen can be felt even before it is seen. Quiet does not mean nothing is happening. Delay does not mean denial. Waiting does not mean you are forgotten. The dark soil does not mean the seed is dead. The closed door does not mean there is no path. The still night does not mean morning is not on its way. Something can be moving for you right now, quietly, gently, perfectly, without needing to announce itself before it is ready. Your work tonight is not to force the announcement. Your work tonight is to stay calm enough to let peace return. Place one hand over your heart if it feels natural. and let these words move slowly through you. I do not need to see everything tonight. I do not need to know every answer tonight. I do not need to force what is already forming. I trust the quiet movement of life. I trust the timing that I cannot yet understand. I trust that the universe can move for me while I rest. Let the words be simple. Let them be enough. Let them become the bridge between your fear and your peace. The delay may be where your faith becomes softer. The silence may be where your body learns safety. The waiting may be where your heart stops chasing and begins receiving. The quiet may be where life is building something that would not survive in panic. Tonight, do not disturb the seed. Do not curse the soil. Do not call the darkness empty. Let the hidden work continue. Let the universe move without needing to prove every step. Let your soul rest in the truth that quiet does not mean nothing is happening. The universe often starts moving before your eyes can see the result. This is one of the hardest things for the worried mind to understand, because the worried mind only trusts what it can touch, hear, read, count, or prove. It wants the message now. It wants the answer now. It wants the door to open in front of it right now. It wants clear proof that the prayer has been heard, but life is much deeper than the surface. The universe does not always begin with the final result. Sometimes it begins with a small change in your heart. Sometimes it begins with a person thinking about something they have not said yet. Sometimes it begins with a path closing because it was not safe for your peace. Sometimes it begins with a delay that is protecting you from something you cannot see. Sometimes it begins with a new idea, a quiet feeling, a soft pull, a sudden rest in your body, or a strange calm that comes before the answer. Life is arranging things I cannot see yet. Do not believe that nothing is happening just because nothing has appeared in the way you expected. The universe is not limited to the path your mind has chosen. Your mind may say, it has to come through this person. It has to happen this week. It has to look like this. It has to arrive in this exact way, or it means nothing is working. But the universe has many roads. Life has many doors. There are ways for good to reach you that your fear has never imagined. A blessing may come through a person you did not expect. A solution may appear through an idea that seems small at first. A new beginning may begin with the end of something you thought you needed. A softer life may start with a quiet no, not a loud yes. So tonight, loosen the mind's demand that life must explain itself before it helps you. Many times the first movement is not outside you. The first movement is inside you. The universe begins by changing how you feel about the old pattern. Maybe something you used to chase no longer feels peaceful. Maybe a place you once begged to stay in now feels too small. Maybe an old fear still visits you, but it no longer controls your whole night. Maybe you still want the answer, but you are beginning to want your peace more than control. That is movement. That is the universe moving through your own spirit. Do not call it small. The moment you stop giving your whole life force to fear, something has already shifted. The moment you stop begging what keeps confusing you, something has already opened. The moment you choose calm where you used to choose panic, the unseen has already begun to change. Life often moves through preparation before it moves through arrival. If you asked for love, the universe may begin by teaching you not to abandon yourself. If you asked for abundance, the universe may begin by helping you notice where fear has been making your choices. If you asked for peace, the universe may begin by showing you what keeps stealing your peace. If you asked for healing, the universe may begin by helping you listen to your body with more kindness. If you asked for a new path, the universe may begin by making the old path feel uncomfortable. This does not mean you are being punished. It means life is preparing the ground. A seed cannot grow well in hard soil. The heart also needs soft soil. Sometimes the universe begins by softening the oil of your inner world. There may be things moving right now that you cannot name. Someone may be preparing to say yes. Someone may be leaving your path because their energy cannot go where you are going. A conversation may be lining up. A door may be opening in a quiet place. An idea may be coming closer to your mind. A new feeling of worth may be growing in your body. A delay may be keeping you away from a path that would have cost you too much peace. A closed door may be guiding you toward a better one. You do not need to see all of this tonight. You only need to stop calling the silence empty. The silence may be full of movement. The quiet may be full of grace. The dark may be full of roots. Sometimes the universe moves by removing the wrong thing before bringing the right thing. This can feel painful at first because the human heart often holds tightly to what is familiar. Even when something hurts, it may still feel safe because you know it. Even when a pattern drains you, you may still return to it because it is known. But what is familiar is not always what is meant for you. Sometimes life has to loosen your grip before it can place something better in your hands. Sometimes what you are losing is not your blessing. It is the thing that was standing in the way of your blessing. Sometimes what feels like rejection is really redirection. Sometimes what feels like silence is really the universe saying, "Do not go back there. I am moving you another way." Tonight, if something did not happen the way you hoped, breathe before you call it bad. If the message did not come, breathe before you decide you are forgotten. If the answer is delayed, breathe before you say nothing is working. If the door is still closed, breathe before you believe there is no path. You may not know what life is preventing. You may not know what life is preparing. You may not know who is being moved, what is being healed, what is being cleared, or what timing is being arranged. The mind wants to know everything tonight, but the soul can rest without knowing everything. The soul can say, I do not understand the whole plan, but I trust that life is still with me. The universe may also move by changing your attention. Maybe you used to stare at the problem all day. Maybe you gave it your morning, your night, your imagination, your energy, and your peace. Maybe the problem became the first thing you thought about and the last thing you carried into sleep. But now something in you is learning to look away from fear and look toward love. That is movement. When your attention changes, your energy changes. When your energy changes, your choices change. When your choices change, your life begins to receive a new direction. The outer result may not be here yet, but the inner road has changed. And every outer result begins with an inner road. Think of how life works in nature. A flower does not appear the same day the seed is planted. A babe is not seen the first day life begins in the womb. The sun does not rise the moment the dark begins to soften. Many things have a hidden season. The hidden season is not empty. It is the place where the form is made ready. Your life may be in a hidden season tonight. The blessing may be forming under the soil. The answer may be growing roots. The peace may be gathering strength. The path may be clearing slowly, quietly, faithfully. Do not curse the hidden season. Do not dig up the seed every night with worry. Let the unseen do its sacred work. You may say, but I am tired of waiting. Of course you are. Waiting can feel heavy when the heart is afraid. Waiting can feel lonely when the mind believes nothing is moving. Waiting can feel painful when you keep measuring life by what has not appeared yet. But waiting becomes softer when you begin to trust that something is happening even now. Waiting becomes less cruel when you stop calling it proof of failure. Waiting becomes more peaceful when you say, I am not just waiting. I am being prepared. Life is not still. It is moving in ways I cannot see. This one thought can help your body rest. This one thought can help your heart stop shaking. This one thought can bring you back to trust tonight. There are times when the universe moves through people. Someone may be guided to remember you. Someone may be guided to speak kindly. Someone may be guided to open a door. Someone may be guided to leave so your peace can return. Someone may be guided to tell you the truth. Someone may be guided to offer help. You do not need to force all of these people into place. You do not need to control every heart, every choice, every road, every moment. Let life move through the people it needs to move through. What is meant to reach you does not need to be chased with panic. It can be guided by peace. There are times when the universe moves through ideas. An idea may come tomorrow while you are making tea. An idea may come after a good sleep. An idea may come while walking, resting, praying, or doing something simple. But if the mind is too loud with fear, the idea may not be easy to hear. This is why calm is not useless. Calm creates space. Calm makes the inner room quiet enough for guidance to enter. Tonight, your rest may be part of the answer. Sleep may clear the mind enough for the next step to appear. Peace may make the body safe enough to receive a better thought. Do not think you must fight all night to find the answer. Sometimes the answer comes after you stop fighting. There are times when the universe moves through protection. You may not like protection when it first appears, because protection can look like delay. It can look like a no. It can look like silence. It can look like a plan falling apart. It can look like someone not choosing you. But later you may see that you were being kept from something that would have hurt your spirit. You may see that the road you wanted was too small. You may see that the person you waited for could not love you in a peaceful way. You may see that the timing you demanded would have brought more fear than joy. Tonight, allow the possibility that life may be protecting you from what your desire could not see. There are times when the universe moves through redirection. Redirection can feel confusing because it does not always come with a full map. It may only come as a feeling that the old way no longer fits. It may come as tiredness around a pattern you used to accept. It may come as a soft pull towards something new. It may come as a closed door that forces you to look another way. The mind may say, "This is not what I planned," but the soul may whisper, "Maybe this is the way." Tonight, you do not need to know the whole redirection. You can simply say, "Show me the next peaceful step. I am willing to be guided." The universe may also be moving through your own healing. This is a beautiful and quiet kind of movement. Maybe you are learning to stop speaking cruelly to yourself. Maybe you are learning to rest without guilt. Maybe you are learning that your worth is not decided by one person's response. Maybe you are learning to stop chasing what makes you anxious. Maybe you are learning to receive love in a safer way. Maybe you are learning to care for your body with kindness. Maybe you are learning to let money feel less frightening. These changes may not look dramatic from the outside, but they are powerful. A healed inner world creates a different outer life. Do not look only for loud proof. Look for soft movement. A soft movement may be one calmer thought. A soft movement may be one new choice. A soft movement may be one old fear losing its power. A soft movement may be one moment where you do not react like the old self. A soft movement may be a sense that you are done with what once controlled you. A soft movement may be a little more faith tonight than you had last night. These are signs too. These are not small. These are the quiet ways life begins again. Tonight, let yourself believe that movement can be hidden and still be real. Let yourself believe that the universe can start before the result appears. Let yourself believe that your prayer has not fallen into emptiness. Let yourself believe that the silence may be full of work. Let yourself believe that a calm heart can receive more than a panicked one. You do not have to know the whole plan. You do not have to force the blessing. You do not have to hold the universe by the shoulders and ask it to explain every detail. You can simply breathe and say, "Life is arranging things I cannot see yet." When the mind asks, "Where is it?" answer, "It may be forming." When the mind asks, "Why has nothing changed?" answer, "Something may be changing under the surface." When the mind asks, "What if I am forgotten?" answer, "I am remembered by life." When the mind asks, "What if it never comes?" answer, "Hat belongs to me, can arrive in the right way and at the right time." These answers do not need to be loud. They only need to be repeated gently. The mind has heard fear many times. Let it hear trust now. The body has practiced tension many times. Let it practice peace now. Life is not asking you to be perfect tonight. It is not asking you to have no doubt. It is not asking you to be cheerful every second. It is only asking you to open a little space where trust can enter. Even if that space is small, it is enough. A small opening lets in light. A small breath can calm the body. A small prayer can change the night. A small thought can begin a new path. Tonight, the small thing may be enough. One sentence, one breath, one moment of not chasing. One moment of believing that what is meant for you has not missed you. There is a gentle way to wait. There is a peaceful way to trust. There is a way to desire something without turning the desire into suffering. Tonight, practice that way. Say, "I welcome my good, but I do not need to hurt myself while it comes. I allow the universe to move in its own way. I allow timing to unfold. I allow the right people, the right ideas, the right doors, and the right support to find me. I do not need to see the whole path tonight. I can rest while life moves." Let this be your inner prayer. Let it settle over your mind like warm light. Let it touch the places that have been tired from trying to force everything. The universe already started moving for you may not mean that everything appears tonight. It may mean that your heart starts resting tonight. It may mean that fear begins to lose its hold tonight. It may mean that one old pattern stops tonight. It may mean that you sleep differently tonight. It may mean that tomorrow you wake with one new idea. It may mean that the answer is coming in a form you would not have chosen but will later understand. It may mean that you are being moved toward peace first, because peace will help you receive what is next. Trust the first movement. Trust the quiet movement. Trust the movement you cannot yet explain. Tonight is not for solving everything. Tonight is not for holding every piece of your life and trying to make it fit before morning. Tonight is not for forcing the answer, forcing the timing, forcing the person, forcing the sign, or forcing the path. Tonight is for release. Tonight is for letting your hands open. Tonight is for remembering that control is not the same as safety. You may have believed for a long time that if you think hard enough, worry long enough, plan every detail, and keep watch over every possible problem, then life will be safer. But control can become very heavy. It can make the body tired. It can make the heart tight. It can make the mind believe it is alone. Tonight you are allowed to put down the weight. I release control and allow life to support me. Control often begins as love. You want things to go well. You want to protect yourself. You want to protect your heart. You want to avoid pain. You want to be ready. You want to know what is coming. There is nothing wrong with wanting clarity. There is nothing wrong with making wise choices. There is nothing wrong with caring about the result. But when care turns into panic, it stops helping you. When planning turns into fear, it stops guiding you. When desire turns into force, it stops feeling like love. It becomes a tight grip. And what you grip with fear cannot flow freely. Tonight, let your desire breathe. You do not need to stop wanting what you want. You do not need to pretend it does not matter. You do not need to push your dream away and call that peace. True letting go is not saying, I do not care. True letting go is saying, I care deeply, but I will not destroy my peace while life is forming the answer. True letting go is saying, I welcome this blessing, but I do not need to chase it from fear. True letting go is saying, I have done what I can today, and now I allow the universe to do what I cannot see. That is not weakness, that is trust. That is strength without strain. The mind may ask, but if I let go, will I lose it? This is a very human fear. Many people believe that worry keeps the desire alive. They think if they stop thinking about it, the universe will forget. They think if they stop checking, the path will disappear. They think if they rest, they are giving up. But your blessing is not held together by your fear. What is truly aligned with you does not need your panic to stay on the way. What is meant for your peace does not require you to suffer every night. Letting go does not push the blessing away. Letting go releases the fear that has been standing between you and peace. Think of holding water in your hands. If your hands are soft and open, the water can rest there for a moment. But if you squeeze your hands tightly, the water slips away. This is what fear does. It squeezes, it grips. It says, I must have this now. I must know how. I must control the path. But trust opens the hands. Trust says, I am ready to receive in the right way. I am willing to be guided. I allow life to move. Tonight, open your inner hands. Let the body feel that it does not have to grab life. Let the heart know that what is meant for you can come without being forced. There is a deep rest that comes when you stop trying to do the universe's part. Your part is to be honest with your heart. Your part is to take the next loving step. Your part is to speak kindly to yourself. Your part is to choose peace when fear rises. Your part is to listen, learn, act when action is needed, and rest when rest is needed. The universe's part is timing, arrangement, connection, movement, unseen protection, and the path you cannot fully see yet. When you try to do both parts, you become tired. Tonight, give life its part back. Say, I will do what is mine to do, and I release what is not mine to control. Maybe you have been trying to control another person's heart. Maybe you have been waiting for someone to choose, explain, return, change, understand, or finally see your worth. This kind of waiting can hurt deeply, but tonight you can release the need to force another heart. You can say, I do not need to make anyone love me, choose me, or understand me by losing myself. Love that is right for you will not require you to live in constant fear. Love that is peaceful will meet you with respect. Love that belongs in your life will not need to be pulled from panic every night. Let the universe show you what is true. Let life bring what is aligned. Let what cannot meet you in peace reveal itself clearly. Maybe you have been trying to control money. You look at numbers, you feel fear, and the mind begins to run. It asks, what if there is not enough? What if I cannot handle this? What if support never comes? Money fear can make the body feel unsafe. But tonight, you do not need to solve your whole financial future before sleep. You can take wise steps when the time is right. You can make plans. You can learn. You can ask for support. You can create. You can organize. But tonight, you can also say, I am open to support. I am open to ideas. I am open to wise action. Life can help me in ways I cannot see yet. This thought does not deny responsibility. It removes panic from responsibility. Maybe you have been trying to control your healing. You want the body to feel better now. You want the mind to be quiet now. You want the heart to stop hurting now. You want every old wound to release at once. But healing often moves in layers. The body does not soften because it is shouted at. The heart does not open because it is rushed. The mind does not become peaceful because it is forced. Tonight, release the need to heal perfectly. Speak gently to your body. Speak gently to your heart. Say, I am listening. I am here. I will care for you. We do not have to fix everything tonight. Sometimes healing begins when the pressure ends. Maybe you have been trying to control the future. The mind loves to travel ahead and create 10 stories before anything has happened. It says, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I fail? What if they leave? What if I am too late? But the future is not here tonight. Tonight, you have this breath, this room, this body, this moment, this chance to return to yourself. You do not need to live in every possible future before sleep. You do not need to suffer through things that may never happen. You can say, when the future arrives, grace will meet me there. Tonight, grace is here. Let that sentence hold you. Control makes you feel alone because it tells you that everything depends on you. It says you must carry every result, every feeling, every person, every road, every possible ending. But trust reminds you that life is with you. Trust says you are not the only movement in the universe. Trust says there is support you cannot yet see. Trust says a door can open without your fear pushing it. Trust says a person can be moved without your panic. Trust says an answer can arrive after rest. Trust says the universe is not waiting for you to suffer enough before it helps you. Tonight, let trust speak louder than control. One of the softest ways to release control is through the body. The mind may not let go immediately, but the body can begin. Relax your shoulders. Let the jaw loosen. Let the hands open. Let the breath become slower. Let the belly soften if it can. You do not need to force the body. Just invite it. Say, we are safe enough to soften a little. When the body opens even slightly, the mind receives a new message. It begins to understand that you are not in a battle right now. You are in a night. You are in a moment of rest. You are allowed to release what cannot be solved in this hour. Another way to release control is to stop asking how for tonight. The mind asks, how will it happen? How will they change? How will the money come? How will the answer appear? How will I know? How will I be okay? These questions may have a place at the right time, but at night they can become heavy. Tonight, replace how with I allow. I allow life to show me. I allow the next step to come. I allow support to find me. I allow peace to enter. I allow what is meant for me to arrive in the right way. I allow the universe to work beyond what I understand. The word allow is soft. It opens the inner door. Letting go also means letting go of the exact timing. This can be hard because the mind wants to choose the day, the hour, and the way. It says, if it does not happen by this time, then it means I am not loved. It means I am forgotten. It means nothing is working. But timing is not a measure of your worth. A delay does not mean you are less deserving. A quiet season does not mean you are less loved. Life may be arranging more than your mind can see. Tonight, release the need to make the clock your judge. Say, I trust the timing that brings peace, not panic. Letting go means releasing the old habit of checking for proof every moment. Maybe you keep checking your phone, checking their page, checking numbers, checking signs, checking whether the outside world has finally changed. But constant checking keeps the body in fear. It tells the nervous system we are not safe until something outside confirms it. Tonight, give yourself the confirmation from within. Say, I am safe now. I am supported now. I am enough now. Life is moving now. Let the inner world become steady before the outer world gives proof. There is a part of you that may feel scared to rest because it has been carrying everything for so long. It may not know who it is without worry. It may believe worry is its job. Speak to that part with love. Say thank you for trying to protect me. You have worked so hard, but tonight you can rest too. You do not need to stand guard at the door of every possible problem. You can lay down your weapons. You can trust that life is helping us. This kind of inner kindness can soften old fear more deeply than force ever could. Tonight, let your prayer be simple. Not a long prayer full of begging. Not a prayer that comes from panic. A soft prayer. Universe, I release what I cannot control. I release the timing. I release the way. I release the need to understand everything tonight. I trust that what is meant for me can find me. I trust that what is not meant for my peace can fall away. I trust that I am being guided. I trust that I am supported. I allow life to move for me while I rest. Let this prayer be enough. Let it carry what your mind cannot carry anymore. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do at night is stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting the fact that you are tired. Stop fighting the fact that you do not know. Stop fighting the fact that your heart wants something. Stop fighting the fact that life is not showing every answer yet. Meet yourself where you are. Say, this is where I am tonight, and I can be gentle here. Gentleness is a form of trust. It says you do not need shame to change. You do not need fear to be guided. You do not need panic to receive. You can soften and still move forward. You can rest and still be supported. Letting go tonight may be as simple as turning away from the old thought one more time. The old thought says, nothing is working. You say, life is moving quietly. The old thought says, I have to force this. You say, I allow what is aligned to unfold. The old thought says, I cannot rest until I know. You say, I can rest without knowing everything. The old thought says, what if I lose it? You say, what is truly meant for me can arrive in peace. This is how the mind learns. Not through one perfect moment, but through many gentle returns. You are not being asked to let go forever in one breath. You are being asked to let go for tonight. Just tonight, release the phone. Just tonight, release the story. Just tonight, release the need to solve. Just tonight, release the fear that says you are alone. Just tonight, release the belief that the universe cannot move without your worry. This makes letting go easier. You do not have to let go of your whole life. You only have to let go of the tightness in this moment. One moment of release can become another. One peaceful night can become a new pattern. There is a sacred kind of rest that comes after surrender. Not surrender as defeat, but surrender as trust. It feels like saying, I have carried this with fear long enough. Now I place it in love. It feels like the body finally taking off a heavy coat. It feels like the heart stopping its run. It feels like the mind no longer needing to know every answer to feel safe. This rest may not come all at once. It may come in small Av's a slower breath, a softer thought, a little space in the chest, a moment where the future does not feel so frightening. Let every small wave count. Tonight, release control over the path. Release control over the person. Release control over the sign. Release control over the clock. Release control over the exact form of the blessing. You can still have desires. You can still have dreams. You can still have prayers. But let them sit in love, not fear. Let them be held by trust. Let them be carried by the universe. Say this or something better, this in the right way, this in the right time, this with peace, this with love, this with protection, this with guidance. When you release the narrow path, life may bring a wider blessing. The universe already started moving for you, and control is not needed to keep that movement alive. Panic is not needed. Fear is not needed. Endless checking is not needed. Your tight grip is not needed. What is needed tonight is openness, a softer breath, a willing heart, a little trust, a body that feels safe enough to rest, a mind that can say, I do not know everything, but I am not alone. Let this be the new energy. Let this be the new prayer. Let this be the night you stop trying to carry the whole universe on your shoulders. I release control and allow life to support me. I release the timing and allow divine order. I release the need to know how and allow the next step to appear. I release the fear that says I am alone and allow the truth that life is with me. I release the tight grip and allow peace to enter. I release what is not mine to hold tonight. I allow the universe to move for me in quiet, loving, and perfect ways. Divine timing is not always easy for the mind to accept. The mind loves the clock. It loves the calendar. It loves to measure. It says, this should have happened by now. I should be further along by now. They should have answered by now. The door should have opened by now. The money should have come by now. The healing should be finished by now. The path should be clear by now. The mind uses time to judge your life, but the soul understands something deeper. The soul understands timing. Time is what the clock shows. Timing is what life arranges. Time can feel late, but timing can still be right. What belongs to me is not lost. It is coming in the right time. There is a gentle wisdom in divine timing. It does not move only by your fear. It does not rush because you are scared. It does not delay because you are unworthy. It moves with readiness, alignment, protection, growth, and the unseen order of life. Sometimes the heart wants something now, but the soul is still learning how to hold it with peace. Sometimes the mind wants the answer now, but life is still moving people, places, and conditions into the right position. Sometimes the door is not open yet because something behind it is not ready. Sometimes you are not being denied. You are being prepared to receive in a way that does not break your peace. This is why tonight you can stop calling yourself behind. Behind compared to what? Behind compared to whose path? Behind compared to which timeline? You are not living someone else's soul journey. You are not walking someone else's road. You are not meant to bloom by someone else's season. A flower does not look at another flower and say, "Why did you open first?" It opens when its own time comes. The moon does not apologize for its phases. The tide does not shame itself for moving in and out. Nature trusts rhythm. Your life has rhythm too. You are not late. You are in a season. Comparison makes divine timing feel painful. When you look at someone else's life and decide they are ahead, you forget that you cannot see their whole path. You see the result, but not the preparation. You see the open door, but not the years of inner work. You see the love, but not the lessons. You see the money, but not the fear they had to heal. You see the success, but not the quiet seasons. You see the outside and use it to hurt your inside. Tonight, release comparison. Say, their timing is theirs. My timing is mine. What is meant for me can still find me. This thought brings the heart back home. Divine timing does not mean you do nothing. This is important. Trusting timing does not mean you sit in fear and refuse to move. It does not mean you ignore the next step. It does not mean you use spirituality to avoid action. Divine timing means you do your part without trying to do life's part. You take the loving step. You speak the truth. You care for your body. You make the call when it is time. You write the page. You send the message when it feels clear. You set the boundary. You open the heart. You prepare the soil. But you do not dig up the seed every hour. You let life handle the part that belongs to life. When you trust divine timing, your energy changes. You stop running after every sign with panic. You stop making every delay a personal wound. You stop asking the universe to prove your worth through fast results. You stop saying, "If it is not here now, it means I am not loved." You begin to say, "I am loved now, even while it is forming. I am supported now, even while I wait. I am guided now, even before the door opens." This is a very different way to live. It is softer. It is stronger. It allows the body to rest while the path unfolds. Maybe the thing you want is not late. Maybe it is being made safe for you. Maybe love is not late. Maybe you are learning to receive love without losing yourself. Maybe abundance is not late. Maybe you are learning to hold more with peace, wisdom, and trust. Maybe healing is not late. Maybe your body is asking for patience, care, and a kinder inner voice. Maybe direction is not late. Maybe your old path had to become uncomfortable before you were ready to choose another one. Maybe the answer is not late. Maybe you are being given time to become the person who can walk through the door with calm instead of fear. There are blessings that arrive too early and become heavy because the heart is not ready to hold them. There are doors that open too soon and create pressure instead of joy. There are relationships that come before self-worth and become places of chasing. There are opportunities that come before inner safety and make the body feel overwhelmed. There are changes that come before grounding and make life feel unstable. Divine timing is not only about getting what you want. It is about receiving it in a way that supports your soul. Life is not trying to keep good away from you. Life may be preparing you to receive good without losing yourself. Tonight, let this thought calm the places that feel rushed. I do not need to force what is meant for me. What is meant for you does not mean it requires no action, no care, no choice, no courage. It means you do not have to betray your peace to receive it. You do not have to chase from fear. You do not have to become someone you are not. You do not have to abandon your body, your heart, your truth, or your worth. What is meant for you can meet you as you become more aligned with love. It can come through right action, right timing, right connection, and right peace. If something feels delayed tonight, ask, what is this season teaching me? Maybe it is teaching patience. Maybe it is teaching self-worth. Maybe it is teaching you to stop placing your whole happiness in one outcome. Maybe it is teaching you to trust your body. Maybe it is teaching you to release control. Maybe it is teaching you to stop chasing old love. Maybe it is teaching you to speak to yourself with more kindness. Maybe it is teaching you to receive support. Maybe it is teaching you to rest. Do not turn the lesson into blame. Let it be guidance. Let it be a lamp on the path. Divine timing often feels quiet because it works in hidden layers. It may be moving your heart first, then your thoughts, then your choices, then your relationships, then your outer world. The mind wants the outer world first. It says, change the situation and then I will feel better. But the soul often begins within. It says, become peaceful here, and then you will choose differently. Become steady here, and then you will receive differently. Become whole here, and then the outer world can meet the new you. This is not always easy, but it is powerful. The inner change is not a delay. It is part of the answer. Tonight, trust that divine timing can include rest. Rest is not wasted time. Rest is not falling behind. Rest is not missing your chance. Rest may be the very thing that helps your next step become clear. A tired mind often sees only fear. A rested mind can see options. A tight body often expects danger. A rested body can receive calm. A restless heart often clings. A softened heart can listen. So if life is asking you to rest tonight, do not argue with it. Rest may be part of the timing. Sleep may be part of the path. Peace may be part of the preparation. There is also divine timing in endings. Sometimes something ends before you understand why. Sometimes a pattern becomes too painful to continue. Sometimes a person moves away. Sometimes a plan falls apart. Sometimes an old dream no longer feels like yours. These endings can feel like loss, but they may also be clearing. They may be making space. They may be freeing energy that has been tied to something that cannot grow with you. Trust does not mean you never grieve. Trust means even while grieving, you allow the possibility that life is still guiding you. You can say, I do not understand this yet, but I trust that love can still meet me here. There is divine timing in beginnings too. A new idea may come after a long, empty season. A new person may enter when you are no longer begging to be chosen. A new opportunity may appear when your self-worth becomes stronger. A new peace may arrive after you finally stop fighting what already happened. A new path may open when you become willing to leave the old one. Beginnings often come after a hidden preparation. So if you are still in the quiet before the beginning, do not lose heart. The beginning may be closer than your fear believes. Tonight, you can practice trusting timing with one simple breath. Breathe in and say, I am here. Breathe out and say, life is moving. Breathe in and say, I am safe. Breathe out and say, the timing is unfolding. You do not need to make this complicated. You do not need perfect words. You only need to bring your body back to now. The mind lives in when. The soul lives in now. The future will come. But tonight, you are here. And here is where peace can enter. If the mind says, but what if it never happens? answer gently, I trust what is meant for my highest good. If the mind says, but I wanted it now, answer gently, I allow the right timing to protect my peace. If the mind says, but others already have it, answer gently, their path is not my path. If the mind says, but I am tired, answer gently, I can rest while life moves. These answers are not meant to silence your humanity. They are meant to comfort it. They are meant to give your heart a place to lean. There may be a reason the universe did not give you the full answer while you were in panic. There may be a reason the door did not open while you were willing to abandon yourself to walk through it. There may be a reason the blessing waits until your heart can receive it with calm. This is not a harsh reason. This is a loving one. Life wants to bring you into more wholeness, not just more results. Life wants your peace to grow with your blessing. Life wants your heart to remain yours. Life wants you to receive without fear. That is why divine timing is often kinder than the timing the frightened mind demands. Place the clock down in your spirit. Let the calendar rest. Let the need to know the exact day soften. Let the demand for proof become quiet. Say, I release the pressure of when. I trust the wisdom of timing. Feel how different that is. When can feel sharp. Timing can feel soft. When asks from fear. Timing listens with trust. When says, I cannot rest until it happens. Timing says, I can rest because life is still arranging. Choose timing tonight. What belongs to you is not lost in the silence. What belongs to you is not taken away because it did not come today. What belongs to you does not disappear because you choose to sleep. If it is aligned with your peace, it can find the right way. If it is not aligned, life can bring something better for your soul. Trust enough to let life be wise. Trust enough to let the universe choose a path wider than your fear. Trust enough to let timing be your friend, not your enemy. The night is a beautiful teacher of divine timing. It does not become morning because you beg it. It becomes morning because the earth keeps moving. The dawn comes in its own order. You do not see the sun being prepared, but you trust it will rise. Let your life be held with that same quiet faith. You may not see the answer tonight, but something can still be moving. You may not see the door tonight, but the path can still be forming. You may not see the blessing tonight, but your soul can still prepare to receive it. Divine timing is not punishment. Divine timing is not life ignoring you. Divine timing is not proof that others are more loved. Divine timing is the rhythm of your path. It is the meeting place of readiness, support, protection, and grace. It is life saying, not by fear, not by force, not by panic. Let it come in the way that brings peace. Tonight, trust that. Let your body rest in that. Let your heart be held by that. Let your mind stop fighting the clock for one night. What belongs to me is not lost. It is coming in the right time. What belongs to me does not need to be chased from fear. It can meet me through peace. What belongs to me is not late because another person received first. My path has its own rhythm. My heart has its own season. My life has its own sacred timing. Tonight, I release the clock. Tonight, I trust the unseen order. Tonight, I allow the universe to move in the way that is best for my soul. Tonight, fear does not need to become your prayer. Tonight, worry does not need to be the last voice your heart hears. Tonight, the question does not have to be, what if nothing works? The question can become softer. The question can become kinder. The question can become, how is the universe already helping me? Feel the difference in your body when you ask that. One question closes the heart. The other opens it. One question sends the mind into danger. The other sends the mind into trust. One question says, I am alone with this. The other says, life may already be moving in ways I cannot see. Tonight, I ask with trust and rest with peace. Fear often speaks in questions. It asks, what if they do not come back? What if the money does not arrive? What if the answer is no? What if I lose this? What if I am too late? What if nothing changes? And because the mind likes to answer questions, it begins searching for proof of fear. It looks through old memories. It looks through past pain. It looks through every reason something could go wrong. Then the body feels the fear as if it is already happening. The heart starts to race. The shoulders tighten. The breath becomes small. The night becomes heavy. But tonight, you can choose a new question. You can guide your mind toward peace instead of panic. A gentle night prayer is not about begging the universe. It is not about repeating words with fear in your chest. It is not about trying to force a miracle before sleep. A gentle prayer is a soft turning. It is the moment you turn away from fear and toward trust. It is the moment you stop asking life from panic and begin asking from love. It is the moment you say, I do not know how everything will happen, but I am willing to trust that support is here. This kind of prayer does not make the body feel small. It helps the body feel safe. It reminds the heart that it is not holding everything alone. Maybe your old night prayer has sounded like worry. Maybe you have been lying in bed asking, why is this happening? Why is it taking so long? Why does nothing feel clear? Why do I have to wait? Why do I always feel this way? Those questions are honest. They come from pain. They come from tiredness. They come from the part of you that wants comfort. But if you sleep inside those questions every night, the mind keeps walking the same dark road. Tonight you can place a new question in the mind. You can ask, how is life guiding me now? You can ask, what is being arranged for my good? You can ask, how is the universe already moving for me in quiet ways? These questions do not demand. they open. The question you ask before sleep becomes like a small seed in the mind. If you ask a fear question, fear becomes the seed. If you ask a trust question, peace becomes the seed. The seed may not grow into a full tree by morning, but something begins. A new direction begins. A new feeling begins. A new relationship with life begins. Tonight, choose the seed carefully. Do not plant fear in the soft soil of your night. Plant trust. Plant calm. Plant a simple thought that tells the body, we are safe enough to rest. We are not alone. The universe can move even while we sleep. If you are afraid about love, let your night prayer be soft. Do not ask, why am I not chosen? Ask, how is love finding me in ways that feel safe, kind, and true? Do not ask, why do I always lose love? Ask, how am I learning to receive love without losing myself? Do not ask, what if no one comes? Ask, how is my heart being prepared for peaceful love? These questions do not make you chase. They help you return to yourself. They remind you that love is not meant to feel like panic every night. Love that is right for your soul can come with peace. Love that belongs in your life does not require you to abandon your own heart. If you are afraid about money, let your night prayer be simple. Do not ask, what if there is never enough? Ask, how is support opening for me now? Do not ask, why is everything so hard? Ask, what wise step is life showing me? Do not ask, why am I stuck? Ask, how am I becoming open to new ideas, new help, and new ways to receive? Money fear can make the body feel unsafe, but tonight you do not need to solve your whole future. You can rest with the thought, I am open to support. I am open to clear ideas. I am open to calm action. Life can guide me step by step. If you are afraid about your body, speak like a friend. Do not ask, what is wrong with me? Ask, dear body, what do you need from me? Do not ask, why are you doing this? Ask, how can I support you with more love? Do not ask, what if this never changes? Ask, how is healing moving in gentle ways? Your body does not need fear as its bedtime message. It needs kindness. It needs patience. It needs rest. It needs you to stop speaking to it like an enemy. Tonight, let your prayer become a hand of love over the body. I am listening. I am here. I will care for you gently. If you are afraid about timing, let your prayer release the clock. Do not ask, why has it not happened yet? Ask, what is being prepared in the right time? Do not ask, why am I behind? Ask, what is ripening in me now? Do not ask, when will life finally answer? Ask, how can I rest while the answer forms? These questions bring the heart back to trust. They do not make waiting easy in one moment, but they soften the pain of waiting. They remind you that delay is not always denial. Silence is not always absence. The universe may be moving through timing that your mind cannot understand tonight. If you are afraid about the unknown, keep the prayer even simpler. I do not need to know everything tonight. I trust the next step will be shown. Let that be enough. The unknown feels frightening when the mind believes it must walk the whole road at once. But life usually gives the path one step at a time. One breath, one idea, one conversation, one small choice, one gentle sign. Tonight, you do not need the whole map. You only need the peace to rest before the next step appears. Say, I am willing to be guided. I am willing to receive. I am willing to trust the path I cannot see yet. There is a beautiful way to turn fear into prayer. First, notice the fear. Do not push it away. Do not shame it. Say, I see that I am afraid. Then ask what the fear is trying to protect. Maybe it is trying to protect your heart from disappointment. Maybe it is trying to protect your body from pain. Maybe it is trying to protect your future from loss. Thank it gently, then give it a better message. Say, thank you for trying to protect me, but tonight I choose trust. Tonight I choose peace. Tonight I let the universe hold what I cannot hold. This is how fear begins to soften, not by being attacked, but by being met with love. Prayer does not have to be long to be powerful. Sometimes one sentence said with a soft heart can calm the whole body. I am safe tonight. Life is with me tonight. The universe is moving for me tonight. I release what I cannot control tonight. I trust the unseen tonight. One sentence can become a doorway. One sentence can become a blanket. One sentence can become the place where the mind finally stops running. Do not think your prayer must be perfect. It only needs to be honest and loving. Tonight, let your prayers sound like trust, not fear. Let it sound like, I am willing to believe that I am supported. Let it sound like, I do not need to force what is forming. Let it sound like, I allow life to move in ways I cannot see. Let it sound like, what is meant for me can reach me in peace. Let it sound like, I release the old story and rest in a new one. The words are simple, but the energy behind them matters. Say them slowly. Let the body hear them. Let the heart receive them. Let the night carry them. The universe does not need you to beg from fear. Life does not need you to prove your worth by staying awake in worry. You are allowed to ask from peace. You are allowed to rest after asking. You are allowed to trust that your prayer is not lost because you stop repeating it in panic. A prayer spoken once with trust can go deeper than 100 fearful thoughts. Tonight, ask softly, then let go. Ask with love. Then rest. Ask with trust. Then allow the unseen to move. Maybe the answer will not come before sleep. That is all right. Sleep does not need the answer. Sleep needs safety. Sleep needs permission. Sleep needs a gentle ending to the day. Let your final question be one that helps you rest. How is the universe already helping me? Do not force the answer. Do not search the room for proof. Let the question float through the body. Let it move into the heart. Let it enter the deeper mind. Let the night hold it like a seed. As you ask this gentle question, imagine your fear changing shape. It is no longer a storm in your chest. It is becoming a small child resting beside you. It is becoming a soft breath. It is becoming a quiet hand opening. It is becoming trust. You do not have to become fearless tonight. You only need to become a little less ruled by fear. You only need to turn one fear into one prayer. That is enough. One softer question can change a direction of the night. Tonight, ask with trust and rest with peace. Ask as if life has many ways to answer. Ask as if the universe is not against you. Ask as if support can come through quiet doors. Ask as if timing can be kind. Ask as if the silence may still be full of movement. Ask as if your heart is worthy of peace before the result arrives. Then let the question rest. Let your body rest. Let the night do what the night does best. Let it soften you. Let it hold you. Let it remind you that not everything needs to be solved before morning. Movement does not always arrive as a loud sign. Sometimes movement begins as a small calm in the body. Sometimes it begins as a thought that feels lighter than yesterday. Sometimes it begins as the sudden feeling that you no longer want to chase what keeps hurting you. Sometimes it begins as a closed door that makes you cry first, but later brings peace. Sometimes it begins as a message, an idea, a delay, a quiet no, a simple yes, or a feeling in the heart that says, wait. Something is changing. Tonight, do not look only for big signs. Notice the quiet ways life is guiding you. I notice the quiet ways life is guiding me. The worried mind often wants a huge sign. It wants something clear, fast, and impossible to miss. It wants the universe to speak loudly enough that fear can no longer argue. But the universe often speaks in softer ways. It speaks through peace. It speaks through your body. It speaks through a door that does not open. It speaks through the person who suddenly leaves your path. It speaks through the idea that keeps returning. It speaks through the feeling that you are done with an old pattern. It speaks through the quiet strength that rises after a long season of giving your power away. One sign that movement has begun is that your reaction is changing. Maybe the situation outside still looks the same, but you are no longer reacting like the old version of yourself. You do not panic as quickly. You do not chase as quickly. You do not collapse as quickly. You do not speak to yourself as harshly as before. You still feel things, but you are beginning to hold them with more love. This is a real sign. It means the old pattern is losing power. It means your inner world is learning a new way. It means the universe has already started moving through your own heart. Another sign is that something you once accepted no longer feels right. Maybe the same old conversation feels too heavy now. Maybe the same old relationship pattern feels less safe. Maybe the same old way of speaking to yourself feels painful in a new way. Maybe the same old fear no longer feels like home. This can be uncomfortable, but it is also a sign of awakening. When the soul is ready for a new life, the old life often starts to feel too small. Do not confuse this discomfort with failure. It may be life showing you that you are growing beyond what used to hold you. A calmer feeling can also be a sign. You may not have the answer yet, but suddenly the body feels a little less tight. The mind still has questions, but the heart is not shaking the same way. You still care, but you no longer feel controlled by the outcome. This calm may come for only a few minutes at first. Let it count. Do not say, "It was too small." A small calm is still movement. A small breath is still support. A small return to peace is still the universe helping you from within. Sometimes a new idea is a sign. It may not feel grand. It may come quietly. Write this down. Rest tonight. Call this person. Stop checking. Take care of your body. Try a different way. Let this go. Begin again. The idea may feel so simple that the mind almost ignores it. But simple guidance can be powerful. Life does not always speak in big, dramatic ways. Sometimes the next step is gentle because your nervous system needs gentleness. Sometimes the answer comes as one small action that begins to change everything. A closed door can also be a sign, even when it hurts. This is not easy to hear when the heart wanted that door, but some doors close because they are not aligned with your peace. Some doors close because they would have kept you begging. Some doors close because they were built from old fear. Some doors close because a better path needs space. Tonight, if a door has closed, do not rush to call it rejection. Breathe. Ask, could this be protection? Could this be redirection? Could life be moving me away from what cannot hold my heart gently? You do not need to know the answer tonight. Just leave space for trust. Another sign is that you feel pulled to stop forcing. This is a beautiful sign. The old self may have believed that forcing was the only way to make things happen. Force the message. Force the answer. Force the timing, force the healing, force the relationship, force the door. But now, something inside you may be saying, I am tired of forcing. I want peace. That is not giving up. That may be the universe moving you into a higher kind of trust. When you stop forcing what is not responding, you make room for what can meet you with ease. Sometimes movement begins as a pause. You almost repeat the old pattern, but something stops you. You almost send the message, but you breathe first. You almost speak against yourself, but you choose kinder words. You almost fall into fear, but you remember one peaceful thought. That pause is sacred. That pause is the space where the new life enters. Do not underestimate it. A pause may be small in time, but it is large in meaning. It shows that you are no longer fully controlled by the old road. A helpful message can be a sign, a kind word, a sentence you needed, a soft reminder, a small encouragement. A person saying something that lands in the heart at the right time. The message may not solve everything, but it may remind you that you are not alone. Life often sends little signs of support before the full answer arrives. Notice them, receive them, let them matter. Do not reject small kindness because it is not the full miracle yet. Small kindness can be part of the path. A delay can be a sign too. This may sound strange, but delay is not always empty. A delay may be showing you where you are still gripping. It may be showing you where peace is needed. It may be protecting timing. It may be moving someone else into place. It may be giving you space to heal before the next chapter. It may be helping you stop placing your whole worth in one result. If delay has been painful, let yourself feel that. But also allow this thought. Something may still be moving inside the waiting. Another sign is that your body feels tired of fear. Not just tired in the normal way, but deeply tired of carrying panic. This tiredness can become a doorway. It can lead you to say, I cannot keep living like this. I cannot keep sleeping with worry. I cannot keep giving my whole heart to fear. I need peace. That moment matters. It means a new desire is rising. Not only the desire for the outside result, but the desire to live differently within yourself. The universe often moves through that honest desire for peace. You may also notice that old words no longer feel true. Maybe you used to say, nothing ever works for me, but now the sentence feels too heavy. Maybe you used to say, I am always forgotten, but now something inside says, no, I do not want to speak that over myself anymore. Maybe you used to say, I have to chase, but now you feel ready to say, what is right for me can come in peace. This change in language is movement. Your words create an inner home. When your words become kinder, your inner home begins to change. Sometimes the sign is not that life gives you what you asked for right away. Sometimes the sign is that life gives you strength. Strength to wait without breaking. Strength to say no. Strength to rest. Strength to release control. Strength to choose yourself. Strength to stop begging. Strength to believe that your life is still unfolding. Do not overlook strength as a sign. It may be one of the deepest forms of support. The universe may not have changed the whole situation yet, but it may already be changing the person standing inside it. You may feel a soft inner knowing, not a loud voice, not a full explanation, just a quiet sense that says, stay calm, do not rush, something is moving. The mind may argue with this feeling. It may ask for proof. It may say, but how do you know? You may not know with the mind. You may feel it with the heart. Let that be enough for tonight. Not every knowing comes with a document. Some knowing comes as peace. Some guidance comes as stillness. Some truth comes as a gentle feeling that remains even when fear speaks. There may be signs in what leaves your life. Old anger may leave. Old attachment may loosen. Fear may become less sharp. Old desire for approval may weaken. Old guilt may fall away. Old shame may no longer hold you the same way. These are quiet miracles. They may not look like the final result, but they clear the path for it. When old energy leaves, space opens. When space opens, life can bring something new. Tonight, honor what is leaving too. Not all movement is arrival. Some movement is release. There may be signs in how your sleep changes. Maybe tonight you finally feel willing to rest. Maybe the mind still speaks, but not as loudly. Maybe you wake tomorrow with a little more peace. Maybe you remember one sentence in the middle of the night and it helps you breathe. This is support. This is movement. Peace often returns in small pieces before it becomes steady. Let each piece be welcome. There may be signs in your desire to care for yourself. Maybe you suddenly want to clean your space. Maybe you want to drink water. Maybe you want to write a thought down. Maybe you want to stop scrolling and protect your mind. Maybe you want to light one small candle, say one prayer, or simply lie down without fear. These simple actions may be life moving through you. The universe does not always help from the outside first. Sometimes it begins by guiding your own hands back to love. Movement may also show up as truth, a truth you have avoided, a truth you did not want to name, a truth that says, this is not peaceful for me, a truth that says, I am done shrinking, a truth that says, I deserve to sleep without fear. Truth can feel uncomfortable before it feels freeing, but it is still a sign. The universe may be moving by helping you stop pretending that the old way is enough. When truth rises with love, it opens the next door. Do not turn signs into another reason to worry. Do not spend the night asking, was that a sign? Was this a sign? Did I miss the sign? What does it mean? That is only control wearing a spiritual mask. Signs are meant to bring peace, not more panic. Receive them gently. Notice what brings calm, clarity, love, or a deeper truth. Notice what helps you return to yourself. Notice what feels kind to your soul. Then rest. You do not need to decode the whole universe tonight. The most important sign may be this: you are still here, still open, still willing to believe that life can move for you. After all the waiting, all the worry, all the nights you carried too much, some part of you still wants peace. Some part of you still wants to trust. Some part of you is still listening. That is movement. That is life inside you. That is the universe whispering, you are not finished. Something new can still begin. Tonight, let the signs be simple. A calmer breath, a softer body, a kinder thought, a closed door that may protect you, a new idea, a pause before the old reaction, a feeling that it is time to stop forcing, a small hope returning, a wish to rest, a gentle question, a little trust. These are enough for tonight. You do not need fireworks. You need peace. You need softness. You need to remember that the universe can begin with a whisper before it brings the answer. I notice the quiet ways life is guiding me. I notice the calm that comes for a moment. I notice the old pattern losing power. I notice the doors that close with purpose. I notice the ideas that return with peace. I notice the soft pull toward rest. I notice the strength that rises in me. I notice the universe moving not only around me, but within me. Tonight, I let the small signs count. Now let this night become simple. Let the mind stop reaching for 10 different answers. Let the heart stop trying to hold every outcome. Let the body know that it can rest. Tonight, you do not need a long practice. You do not need perfect words. You do not need to feel completely peaceful before you begin. You only need a few gentle sentences, repeated slowly, with kindness. Let each sentence be like a hand over the heart. Let each breath tell the body, we are safe now. I am safe tonight. I am supported tonight. The universe is moving for me. I do not need to force what is already unfolding. I rest, I trust, I receive. Begin with the first sentence. I am safe tonight. Say it softly. I am safe tonight. Maybe the mind says, but there are still problems. Let that be all right. Safety tonight does not mean every problem is solved. It means in this breath, you are here. In this moment, you can soften a little. In this night, You do not have to fight the whole future. Safety can begin as one small signal to the body: a slower breath, a relaxed shoulder, a loosened jaw, a hand opening. Say it again. I am safe tonight. Let the body hear it, even if it can only believe a little. A little is enough. Now let the next sentence come. I am supported tonight. You may not see all the support yet. You may not know who will help, what door will open, what idea will come, or how the path will unfold. But support is not only what you can see. Support can be a breath that steadies you. Support can be a quiet thought. Support can be sleep. Support can be the choice not to scare yourself. Support can be life holding you through the night while the answer forms. Say it gently. I am supported tonight. Let the words feel like a warm blanket around your heart. Now say, the universe is moving for me. Do not try to picture every detail. Do not force your mind to know how. Just let the sentence open a small space. The universe is moving for me. It may be moving through timing. It may be moving through people. It may be moving through protection. It may be moving through a delay. It may be moving through your own healing. It may be moving through rest. You do not have to understand the movement tonight. You only have to stop calling the silence empty. Say it again. The universe is moving for me. Now say, I do not need to force what is already unfolding. Feel the relief in that. You do not need to force the door. You do not need to force the person. You do not need to force the message. You do not need to force the sign. You do not need to force the timing. You do not need to force yourself to be perfect. What is unfolding in love does not need to be pulled open by fear. Let it unfold. Let it breathe. Let it come through the right path. I do not need to force what is already unfolding. Now say, I rest, I trust, I receive. These words are very simple. Let them match the breath. I rest, breathe in. I trust, breathe out. I receive. Let the body feel that receiving does not always come through effort. Sometimes receiving begins when the heart stops fighting. Sometimes receiving begins when the mind becomes quiet enough to hear. Sometimes receiving begins when you stop standing at the door with panic and finally sit down in peace. I rest, I trust, I receive. If your mind keeps wandering, do not be upset. That is what the mind does. Bring it back gently, not with force, not with anger, not with, why can't I be calm? Bring it back like you would bring a child back to bed, softly, kindly, again and again. Come back to this sentence. Come back to this breath. Come back to peace. Every time you return, you are practicing a new path. You are teaching the mind that fear is not the only place it can go. You are teaching the body that night can become safe again. Let each affirmation move slowly. Do not rush them like a task. These words are not a job. They are comfort. You are not trying to finish them quickly. You are letting them enter you. If one sentence feels stronger than the others, stay with it. If I am safe tonight brings tears, stay there gently. If the universe is moving for me brings peace, stay there. If I rest, I trust, I receive, helps your body soften. Repeat it until sleep comes closer. The right sentence is the one your heart can receive tonight. You may also place one worry beside each affirmation and let the affirmation answer it. If the worry says, I do not know what will happen, answer, I am safe tonight. If the worry says, no one is helping me, answer, I am supported tonight. If the worry says, nothing is happening, answer, the universe is moving for me. If the worry says, I have to fix this now, answer, I do not need to force what is already unfolding. If the worry says, I cannot relax, answer, I rest, I trust, I receive. Let peace answer fear, one sentence at a time. The goal is not to make every fear disappear tonight. The goal is to stop letting fear be the only voice. Fear may still speak, but now love speaks too. Fear may still knock, but peace can answer. Fear may still bring questions, but trust can bring new ones. You are not failing because your mind has thoughts. You are healing because you are choosing new words in the middle of those thoughts. This is powerful. This is how the inner world changes, not by never feeling fear, but by no longer letting fear lead every breath. Repeat the words again slowly. I am safe tonight. I am supported tonight. The universe is moving for me. I do not need to force what is already unfolding. I rest, I trust, I receive. Let them become softer each time. Let them move from the mind into the body. Let the shoulders hear them. Let the chest hear them. Let the stomach hear them. Let the hands hear them. Let every part of you that has been trying so hard hear that it can rest. If the body feels tense, speak to it gently. Dear body, you do not have to hold the whole future tonight. You do not have to stay ready for danger. You do not have to carry every question. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to sleep. You are allowed to receive peace. Then return to the affirmations. I am safe tonight. I am supported tonight. The universe is moving for me. I do not need to force what is already unfolding. I rest, I trust, I receive. If your heart feels sad, do not push the sadness away. Let the affirmations sit beside it. Sadness, you are allowed to be here, but you do not have to become my whole night. I can feel you and still rest. I can miss something and still trust life. I can want something and still be held. Then say, I am safe tonight. Let safety and sadness exist together. This is gentle healing. You do not have to choose between being honest and being peaceful. You can be both. If your mind keeps asking about tomorrow, answer with love. Tomorrow can be met tomorrow. Tonight is for rest. Say it again. Tomorrow can be met tomorrow. Tonight is for rest. You do not need to solve tomorrow in the dark. You do not need to bring tomorrow's fear into your bed. You can give the night back to peace. You can let sleep become a place where the deeper mind softens. You can let the universe work without your constant watch. There is a quiet power in repeating simple words before sleep. The mind may have heard fear all day. Now let it hear trust. The body may have carried tension all day. Now let it hear safety. The heart may have been waiting for proof all day. Now let it hear faith. You are not trying to trick yourself. You are giving your inner world a kinder direction. You are saying, we do not need to end this day in fear. We can end it in love. Now let the affirmations become even more personal. I am safe in this breath. I am supported in ways I can see and ways I cannot see. The universe is moving through timing, peace, protection, and quiet guidance. I release the need to force the path. I allow what is meant for me to unfold in the right way. I rest my body. I trust the unseen. I receive peace tonight. Let the words slow down. I rest. I trust. I receive. I rest. I trust. I receive. These three words can become the rhythm of the night. When the mind runs, return. When the body tightens, return. When fear speaks, return. There is no need to fight. There is only returning. Again and again with love. This is how peace becomes familiar. This is how the night becomes softer. This is how you teach yourself that you are safe to let go. You may imagine placing your desire into gentle light, not throwing it away, not giving up on it, simply placing it where fear cannot squeeze it anymore. Say, I place this desire in love. I place this prayer in trust. I place this timing in divine order. I place this path in the hands of life. I do not need to hold it with panic tonight. Then breathe. Let your hands open. Let the body know that releasing the fear is not losing the blessing. Tonight the practice is complete, even if you only feel a little calmer. A little calmer is enough. A little softer is enough. One honest breath is enough. One sentence repeated with love is enough. Do not measure this practice by whether all problems disappear. Measure it by whether you return to yourself. Measure it by whether fear was met with kindness. Measure it by whether the night became a little less heavy. That is enough for tonight. Repeat once more, slowly, like a blessing over the mind. I am safe tonight. I am supported tonight. The universe is moving for me. I do not need to force what is already unfolding. I rest, I trust, I receive. Let this be the final message the heart carries into sleep. Not fear, not pressure, not the old story. This, safety, support, trust, rest, receiving. Let the words stay close. Let them become the doorway into a softer night. Sleep tonight like it is already being handled. Not because you know every detail. Not because every answer has arrived. Not because life has shown you the full plan. Sleep like it is already being handled because you are not alone in this life. Sleep like the universe can move without your worry. Sleep like your prayer was heard the first time. Sleep like the answer does not need your panic to find its way. Sleep like peace is allowed before proof. Sleep like your body deserves rest now, not only after everything is solved. Tonight, stay calm. Trust the unseen movement. The universe has already started moving for you. Let your mind rest from the need to understand everything. There are things being arranged beyond what you can see tonight. There are paths being cleared. There are lessons becoming clear. There are old patterns losing power. There are new thoughts forming. There are quiet protections you may never fully know. There are small openings that may appear when the time is right. You do not need to watch every corner of the universe to make sure it is working. Life does not require your fear as fuel. Let the night remind you that support can continue even when your eyes are closed. May your mind become softer tonight. May it stop running after every possible ending. May it stop replaying the same fear. May it stop asking questions that only make the body tighten. May your mind rest in one simple truth. Something good can still be forming. Let your thoughts slow down. Let the old story lose its sharp edge. Let the noise of the day fall away. Let peace come closer, even if it comes quietly. May your body feel safe enough to relax. May your shoulders drop. May your jaw loosen. May your hands open. May your breath move gently. May your heart feel less alone inside your chest. Your body has carried you through another day. It has held your feelings, your hope, your worry, your work, your waiting, your prayers. Tonight, do not speak to it with fear. Speak to it with love. Say, "Thank you for carrying me. You can rest now. We are safe enough to soften." May your heart remember that good can still find you. Not because you force it. Not because you chase it. Not because you suffer for it, but because you are worthy of good that comes with peace. You are worthy of love that feels safe. You are worthy of support that does not make you small. You are worthy of timing that protects your soul. You are worthy of rest before the result. You do not need to earn peace by worrying enough. Peace is allowed now. May every old fear loosen its grip. The fear of being forgotten, the fear of being too late, the fear that nothing is moving, the fear that you must do everything alone, the fear that if you stop controlling, life will fall apart. Let those fears soften one by one. Let them become less heavy. Let them be met with the truth that life is with you in ways your mind cannot always measure. You are not being asked to carry tomorrow tonight. May the universe answer you through peace, through timing, through guidance, through ideas, through people, through protection, through simple signs, and through the quiet wisdom inside you. May you notice what is meant to guide you. May you release what only frightens you. May you know the difference between a fear thought and a soul whisper. May the next step come clearly when it is time. May you trust that you do not need the whole path before you rest. Tonight, bless the waiting, bless the silence, bless the delay, bless the unanswered question, bless the part of you that still hopes, bless the part of you that is tired, bless the part of you that wants proof, bless the part of you that is learning to trust without proof. Every part of you deserves kindness. No part of you needs to be pushed away. The worried part can be held. The tired part can rest. The hopeful part can stay open. The soul can remain calm. Let this night be a safe place between what was and what is becoming. Let it be a bridge. Let it be a soft space where the old fear does not get to rule. Let it be the night you stop feeding the story that you are forgotten. Let it be the night you stop gripping what is already in the hands of life. Let it be the night you say, I have done enough for today. I trust the reset to unfold. If tomorrow brings a sign, receive it. If tomorrow brings a step, take it gently. If tomorrow brings clarity, listen. If tomorrow brings another quiet day, do not lose faith. Quiet days can still be part of movement. Not every answer arrives with noise. Not every blessing announces itself early. Sometimes life is still placing the roots. Sometimes the path is still being cleared. Sometimes you are still being prepared to receive without fear. Tonight you are not required to be strong in the old way. The old way was holding everything, fixing everything, fearing everything, and calling that strength. Tonight, strength looks different. Strength looks like trust. Strength looks like rest. Strength looks like choosing not to scare yourself. Strength looks like saying, I do not know, but I am still held. Strength looks like closing your eyes without demanding that life explain every detail first. Sleep like your prayer has already been heard. Sleep like your tears were not wasted. Sleep like your quiet hope matters. Sleep like your desire is safe in the hands of divine timing. Sleep like the universe is not against you. Sleep like life has many ways to bring what is right. Sleep like you are allowed to stop carrying what only love can carry now. Let the final words of this night be gentle. I am safe tonight. I am supported tonight. The universe is moving for me. I release the need to know how. I release the need to know when. I release the need to force the path. I trust what I cannot see. I rest while life moves. I allow peace to enter. I allow my body to soften. I allow my heart to feel held. I allow the universe to work in quiet and loving ways. Stay calm tonight. The silence is not empty. The delay is not the end. The closed door is not proof that there is no path. The unanswered question is not proof that life has stopped listening. Something may already be moving for you in a way your fear cannot see yet. Let that be enough for tonight. Let it carry you into rest. Let it become the softer truth your heart sleeps with. Tonight, you do not need to panic. You do not need to chase the answer through fear. You do not need to make the universe prove itself before you allow your body to rest. You have carried enough today. You have thought enough today. You have asked enough today. Now let peace have a turn. Let trust have a voice. Let your body hear that it is safe to soften. Let your heart hear that it is not forgotten. Let your mind hear that quiet does not mean nothing is happening. The universe may already be moving through hidden paths. It may be moving through timing. It may be moving through a delay that protects you. It may be moving through a person, an idea, a closed door, a soft feeling, a small sign, or a new strength rising inside you. It may be moving first by calming the old panic in your heart. That movement matters. A calm heart is not small. A peaceful night is not small. A moment of trust is not small. These are the first doors of a new way of living. So rest tonight with a softer prayer. How is the universe already helping me? Ask it once. Ask it gently. Then do not chase the answer. Let the night hold it. Let the deeper mind receive it. Let life answer in its own way. You do not need to know everything before sleep. You only need to return to trust one breath at a time. What is meant for your peace does not need to be forced through fear. What is aligned with your soul can find the right road. What belongs to you is not lost because it has not arrived tonight. The timing is still unfolding. The path is still forming. The unseen is still moving. The universe has not forgotten you. Tonight, I stay calm. I trust the unseen movement. The universe has already started moving for me.